Good morning. I'm still in my PJs and I wanted to share another dream I had. It wasn't really a rapture dream. Well, maybe you could categorize it as that, but it was a beautiful dream nonetheless. And I don't remember a whole lot of detail, but I remember the feeling. And I think that's very important for the type of dream that I had. So it was a dream about my Lord. It was a dream about Jesus. And I was here on earth and I don't know what was going on, but something was going on. It wasn't really made known in the dream what was happening. And he was here on this earth and we were talking. And now I have no idea what he looked like. I can't even remember, I know that it was the Lord. I know that it was Jesus, but features or anything like that they weren't important. They weren't the sole purpose of the dream. So I can't really say. I mean, I know it was dark hair. I remember that, but that's all I could really say about features. Like I said, it was more of the spiritual side of it. So we were here. We were on this earth. I don't know where we were on the earth. And we had to go somewhere else. That was like we were going somewhere else. And he wanted to get me there. Like he wanted to take me there. And there was a lot going on in my life in the dream. And I was almost not wanting to go because of everything that was going on, because I wanted to focus on whatever it was that I had to focus on. And he was kind of urging me, come on, no, let's go. It'll be better, things like that. So I remember that he had put his arms around me, like he had taken me like that. And he was holding me, if you can see, like this. And we went up, but I can't really say that I remember like going up, if that makes sense. Like it's so hard to explain these dreams sometimes because I can't always put them into words. But we did go up, and I don't know if it was like a teleportation, but I know that we lifted, but then we were like on another planet. It wasn't like heaven in the sense of heaven, but it was another planet. And we were on this other planet, and I remember we were sitting there. And he was so concerned about me. I'm trying not to cry because I'm an ugly crier. He was so concerned about me and the state of my well-being. And he just kept saying, come on, Karen, we have to go. Come on, Karen, it'll be better. Come on, Karen, let's go. But I was so bombarded with things going on that I was struggling to let go of those things and go with him. And it was as if he couldn't leave or didn't want to leave unless I was ready. And that was like the whole feeling of the dream, that sense of his urgency for me to go with him, that he didn't want to leave me in the state that I was in. He wanted better for me, and he wanted more for me, and he wanted to go to this other place. I don't know what this planet was that we were on. Sometimes I got the feeling that it was the moon, but I don't know. We just left here, kind of transported, went up to another planet, and we were sitting on this planet. It was clearly like a planet, and it was kind of strange the way that we were sitting on this planet, because it was almost as if the planet itself was like, how like you see like imagery of like the planets. Like you could see us like sitting on the planet. It was like chalky, almost like chalky dust. And that's why I say it reminds me of the moon. But we were sitting and there was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing on this planet. It was just like dust. And and we were just sitting there, and there was nothing around us. And he just sat there with me the entire time that I was going through whatever it was that I was going through, and he wouldn't leave. And I knew in the dream that he had the ability to leave, but he didn't. And I remember moments where I was just clinging to him, where I was just crying and going through whatever it was that I was going through. And it was just the urgency of, come on, Karen, come on, let's go, come on, Karen. And I don't really see this as a rapture dream. I mean, I think that it is in a sense, but I think it was more personal to myself of whatever it is that you're hanging on to, let go of. Because I think that we are all hanging on to something, and it could get us in a place of almost being deserted. Because that's where I felt like we were deserted on this planet, other planet. And maybe the other planet is this symbolic of, you know, not living in the spiritual life. I hate to use the word, but no, I won't use that word actually, because I don't want to use it. If I said I hate to use it, I shouldn't use it. But yeah, just like this limbo. We were in this like limbo. That's a better word. And it was a beautiful dream because I longed for my Lord. I longed for my Savior like never before. And the moments where I was hanging on him and holding him, the very strong feeling even still now of that embrace. And I desire that even now, you know, but that he wouldn't leave. And almost like he couldn't leave, like he had the ability to, but he wouldn't. And I just think that the message for me, I know, and I believe the message for all of you, because I wasn't going to post this. I really wasn't. I was just like, that was a thing. But then I'm like, no, but what if somebody's struggling with something and this speaks to them? So whatever it is you're hanging on to, I don't know, it could be little. It may not even be really big, because I didn't get the sense in the dream that there was these big problems that I was hanging on to, because I am doing well in my spiritual walk. But there are still things that we hold on to that we don't realize could keep us. And we think it's minuscule to maybe what we were holding on to in the past, or we see what God has taken us from and where we are now. And we think to ourselves, oh, I'm, you know, God's working in my life and I'm doing well. And that may be very true, but you're still holding on to something. So whatever it is that you could be holding on to, please let go. Because I believe he wants to take you to that next level. Maybe not just the rapture itself or going, but wherever it is that he wants to take you. If you're holding on to those things, he's not going to be able to. And then yes, for the rapture and end times and the catching away, same thing. If we're holding on to these things, we're putting more thought and love into that thing that we're holding on to, more time and energy, and that's our focus, we could potentially miss his coming. So that's what I have for you today. I'm so glad I didn't cry, because I'm an ugly crier. And I hope that you guys will be blessed, and I hope that this helps you and brings you closer to him. Bye.